the album is called Graffiti On The Train. It's also a song of the album. It's second track. Why naming the album after this song?
Well, the song came about after an incident that happened at my house when I heard a bunch of guys walking on my roof, and I thought they were trying to break into my house. And it happened on a few weekends, and then one night I opened the window and managed to catch them, to confront them, and they said they weren't trying to get into my house, they were trying to get to the train track behind my house to paint it. And I just kept thinking about it for months after, why you would take so much of a risk just to leave your mark on something. You know, I express myself with music, they express themselves through that, and I just made up a story about a guy writing love messages on a train so that his girlfriend would see them every morning. And the last message he wrote would be, "Would you marry me?" But then, because he was such an adrenaline junkie, watching the kids in Africa and stuff surfing the trains, he surfed the train on the same day and fell off. So it was kind of a love tragedy sort of thing, and that kind of became the catalyst for the whole story of the album, really. You know, about self-discovery, living in fear, fearlessness, and all figuring out the better side, the other side is a better person, sort of thing. You know.
There's also a song inspired by Amy Winehouse. Is it true or not?
Being caught, well, it's not inspired by Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse, we'd played a few festivals with over the years, and I've always loved her voice, and I thought she was a pretty unique singer, actually, and a writer. And years ago, I remember reading a piece in the paper about her breaking up with something, and I wrote a song called "Being Caught Cheating" on a tape recorder. And I hadn't listened to it for about 5 years, and then one night late in the studio, after midnight, you know, when we finished recording, I played some of the Boys and the Blues ideas I had, and they said, "Oh, let's go and record some for a crack." And we just went in and recorded it with a couple of bottles of beer. We did it 2 takes, and it was great. I think when I first wrote her, I thought, oh, maybe I could pitch it to her one day. You know, I had a couple of conversations with her about songs in a party once, but I didn't mention the song. So, but it could have been a song that could have suited her style, I think, yeah.
In the passing of Stuart, did it also influence the album?
I don't know. I mean, they came about similar times. You know, Stuart died in June 2010. We started recording in, well, we started recording some demos in about August of 2010, but then we started recording the album a year later. So I didn't question what a lot of the writing was about. I don't think this is an album as a reaction to Stuart's death. No, I think the album is a reaction to the Graffiti on the Train story, and about this journey of these people and these kids trying to figure out stuff in life, which we had to do ourselves. And you know, it always harps back to your own life, obviously, but yeah. But no, it wasn't a direct influence. It was a tragic accident that we all feel the same about. You know, he was a lifelong friend, and obviously we'd rather that not have happened.
But there isn't a song specifically about him, lyric-wise.
No.
Could be, of course, but.
Yeah, well, you know, when you have a really good friend, things like that happen too. It's you do tend to think about, you know, like the what ifs and what could have beens and what have you, but that's because he's a lifelong friend. So yeah.
What are your thoughts then? Because now you have 2 new members, third drummer. What did they bring to you, to the band, to the 2 of you?
To Jamie, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, Jamie came in after the album was done. Javier played on the album, and Javier did a good job on the album. But then through lots of commitment to the actual world tour, it was looking like unlikely that could work out the way the band felt it needed to be.
Was it a shame for you? Was it?
Yeah, he was a good friend of ours, and it just everybody was kind of feeling that he was pulling slightly another way, you know, and we felt very strongly about the album, and we knew he was going to take a lot of work to take that to the people around the world, and we needed everybody to be on the same page, really.
Yeah.
So we all sat in a room, we had a chat about it, and we decided that, you know, maybe it's best to move on. And
was it easier to make this decision because the first time around with Stuart, or?
It was different to the Stuart thing. I mean,
it's never easy, you know, like making decisions like that, but sometimes you do have to make, you know, like decisions like that for the best what you're trying to do. And you know, like for us to explain how it happened or why it happened, it's more than words can explain usually.
It's never personal, man. It's always about what's best for Stereophonics,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's nothing to do with people in many ways. Yeah.
And like Kelly said, Hab done a great job. You know, like he put his heart and soul into the band, and then we got Jamie now, who's a brilliant drummer. You know, like his musicianship is perfect. It's exactly what we need. You know, like for the whole range of what the Stereophonics have done, and what we like hopefully going to do next as well. He's perfect.
What does he bring?
He's got a great character. He's very eccentric. He's very talented as a musician. He listens to a lot of music. He understands Stereophonics from the beginning of the catalogue to the present, which is rare. He was a fan of the band when he was a kid, and he blends in, and he's a good character, you know. So I think a lot of people fail to recognise that when you have a musician join your band, it doesn't necessarily always have to be about the talent or their ability. It's about their understanding of what our music is, and he gets it.
And how do you know that he gets it? Do you talk about it? Or?
He got, even before he auditioned it, I texted him 5 songs to learn for the audition, and his reply in 3 seconds was, I already know. And not in a cocky way, but it made me laugh. And every time I played them, it made me laugh.
He listens to songs as well, so
he's got your back. Do you know what I mean? He's listening to what you're doing, and
a lot of other people that like we auditioned, didn't quite react the same way, and it's an unspoken thing in a band. It's kind of one of those things you jump on board when something is formed, and if you can put input into it and make it a better thing, then it's kind of what makes a band, really, and Jamie's part of that.
But is it hard because you know each other so long for someone else to come in?
I don't know.
And to fit.
You have to ask him.
Yeah, but I think
But, Adam's been in the band since 2007. Yeah, he's been with us opening up in different bands since 1997. Tony's been in the band playing keyboards on the side since the second album. I think we make people feel pretty welcome. We all travel together, like I said before, so it's not like me and Richard have our own room and the other locker are set over there. We've always made it as one. Yeah. So
is it for you, Adam now having on stage too, is it for you easier now?
Well, Adam's been here since Pull the Pin. It's made it easier for me because he sings, and I've always wanted an extra voice doing vocals, and I've always wanted to be able to play acoustic and electric and 2 electrics in one band, because even though in the past I've covered a lot of the guitar parts, it's nice to actually hand a track over to somebody else. And Adam did the guitar solo on Graffiti on the Train and In a Moment, and his style is not like my style, and being caught cheating and stuff like that. He's a very, very talented guitar player, but don't tell him I told you that.
So his solos are actually maybe sometimes even better than yours.
Oh no, they are. They're a lot better than mine.
Okay.
Yeah, mine generally stick on one note.
Okay.
It's what fits.
Yeah.
It's what
my
fits.
right hand goes better than my left.
Okay.
His left hand is very good.
The last song on the album is called No One's Perfect.
Yeah.
Who's it about?
I don't know. That song came about very, 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 very quickly one night in the studio. The music I had on a tape recorder for a while, but then when I pieced the melody together and I was just about to sing like a vocal without words, just to get the guideline down, as I started singing, I realised that my voice was feeling good, and I thought, no, if I sing this now with all the wrong words, it'll never get finished. And I stopped, and I just went and wrote the words, and the words came out like in 10 minutes. And I think it's about somebody going fighting their demons, trying to get over them, whether it's drinking or depression or whatever it is, and at the end, this person who he's singing to, which is me in the song, that person is making him wanting to be a better person, I don't know if it's about me. I've been irrational in my time, I've been depressed in my time, I've been drunk in my time, so it might well be about me. I don't know, but I feel better for writing it.
Well then, another song that I would like to talk about, number 5, Catacomb. What started this song off?
I think it was the riff. Yeah, Kelly came up with the riff, and it was such a an in-your-face, you know, like really edgy sounding thing. There was nowhere else to take it really. It had to go basically, you know, like 100 mile an hour, full speed ahead type of vibe. And as far as the lyrics, you know, like they fit really well with the sound of the song, and it's one of the songs which it does things to people, you know. It makes you, does make you want to, you know, like kick the walls down, or, you know, like crash your car or whatever. Really is. It's just one of those sounding tracks. It felt great recording it in the studio as well, because everybody was like, yeah, you can get your teeth into it.
Yeah.
And when you wrote lyrics to this song, did it also come quickly, or?
I was writing a screenplay at the same time, and there's a scene in the screenplay where the two characters go to a party in the Catacomb in Paris, and it gets raided by the police. So that was the inspiration for the song, really. Them trying to find the guy to take him down the Catacomb, and they score cheap drugs, and they go down there for a party, and then when they're down there, they're out of their depths, and they see all these other weird and wonderful characters, but then the police come in, and the end section is supposed to be the chase and the running away from the police, really, which is why the song gets so frantic. So that was the inspiration for the song.
It always for you. Do you like to write stories?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but are the stories also based upon your own life?
Sometimes purely fictional. Sometimes a tiny element within that story is what happened, but then you put it in a different situation. But yeah, I like songs having a beginning, a middle, and an end. Not necessarily in that order, but yeah.
That's good. Well, it's been, like I said, 4 years. So you have 2 more albums now already recorded. Will they be released quick, or?
We don't know. The screenplay thing we're working on, we hope to try and get that into production and get some money together to try and make that kind of happen next year, and hopefully another record next year. But like Richard said earlier, there's no point rushing something out if it's not the right time to put it out. We know that from this experience, making sure the time is right is as important as the songs on the record, and we know the music will be ready. Yeah. So it's very possible it will be next year, yeah.
How many songs will there be used for the play?
For the screenplay?
Yeah.
I don't know. No idea. But I think we're quite happy with the 10-song album format, though. That seems to work well.
But will it be the second album, all songs in screenplay, or maybe songs from this album?
It's hard to say, really. I mean, until we make the film, if we make the film, you know, film is a very up and down business. We're trying our best to try and make that happen and make it as one whole project. So when you look back in 5-10 years, you know, it makes sense.
Why do you want to make this film?
It's a story I want to tell, really, and
I think it's also, you know, like showing people that you don't have to do things the way that it's been happening over the last 10-15 years in the whole entertainment industry, really. You know, like as bands follow same formats, you know, like release an album, go on to a promo, blah blah blah, do it that way. We wanted to just create something which would turn people's heads and make them think about, yeah, you can, you know, like express yourself in all these different ways. You don't have to just be held back by one thing.
Who will play the starring role?
hopefully 2 unknowns.
2 unknowns?
I hope so, yeah. 2 unknown young Welshmen.
So no big names?
No, they need to be discovered through this film.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.